What is a line? A line joins two points together. In geometry, lines can be straight or curved. A line has a length that can be measured. It has no thickness. And we show it with two arrows on either end. We consider 2 points A and B. This is a line segment. The line shows the shortest distance. Between A and B. Now, if you have points A and B and a curvature, this length, the curved line, is longer than the straight line. This diagram shows three routes. Route 1, route 2, and route 3. Let's say if there's a river that is flowing between 2 points A and B. Now, if you were to use a boat and go through the river, you would use route 3. If you could fly and go to maybe through route 1, and then route 2 could maybe possibly be a road. All right? So, if you've got these three routes, let's analyze and see which one is the shortest versus which one is the longest. Now, if we were to measure points A and B directly, we'll see that route 1 is the shortest distance. It will take the least time and it will get you there faster. So if route 1 is the shortest, then route 2 and 3 should be longer than it. And route 3, because it's sinuous, it is the longest in this case. So, lines are one-dimensional. So now we'll talk about horizontal and vertical lines. So as you might be already aware, horizontal lines are level or go from side to side. So these are horizontal lines. Vertical lines are right here. They go up and down. So vertical lines are at right angles to the horizon. Horizontal lines are parallel to the horizon. Some lines may be at an angle right here. So this could be your angle. We call this a slope. Now, if you recall, a slope is either a downhill slope or an uphill slope. It depends which direction you're going in. But a slope in graphs is just the ratio of the change in the vertical direction with the change in the horizontal direction. So slope is delta y divided by delta x. The delta term is a Greek letter delta, and it means change. So what we are saying over here is change in y divided by change in x. And change is always difference. Difference means subtraction. So you take any two y values and you subtract them, and then you do the same with the x values, and then you divide the two. Then next we have diagonal line. Look at the picture of the zip line. It is made of horizontal, vertical, and diagonal lines. So let's see where the different lines are. So this is your diagonal line right here. And then this is another diagonal line. It can also be called a slope. In the previous slide, we saw what a slope was, change in y divided by change in x. You'll be using this formula or this method to find a slope frequently, so try to remember it. All right, let's look at some basic shapes and see where the diagonals are. So in a rectangle, if I join these two lines, these 2 points, this is my diagonal. In a pentagon, can be regular versus irregular. Your diagonal could be right here. Or any other length. As long as you join 2 points, you'll get a diagonal. Even it could be a shape that we frequently do not learn. Maybe something like this. As long as you join any 2 points, you'll get the diagonal. So if I join these 2 points, that would be my diagonal. Now the 2 points where it intersects are called the vertices. In singular, it's vertex. In plural, it's vertices. Okay, let's try a question. So draw a hexagon, a six-sided shape. And your question is to find out how many diagonals there are. All right, let's try. So let's start with this vertex. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 diagonals. Parallel lines. So when two or more lines are exactly the same distance, apart from each other along their lengths, they are called parallel lines. So for example, if you see something like this, these two lines would be parallel. They do not meet throughout. If you come across, so these are parallel like this. If you see lines like this meeting at a point, as you can see, if you extend the lines, you'll see that they're meeting at a point. These are non-parallel lines. They intersect. So if you extend this, you'll see that they intersect or meet over here. Now similarly, you can have curved parallel lines. So something like this. So if I made something of this, something like this, you'll see a curved parallel line. This could be a road. See roads like this. So you've seen electrical pylons, these big towers that carry electricity. This is where you see curved parallel lines. It's also part of a parabola. If you study, when you study algebra, you can draw parabolic graphs and shapes for this, but they're also called curved lines. Then parallel lines, we normally show an arrow through lines that are parallel, like this. And then, so in geometry, this is how you would show it, with an arrowhead. And then the sun's rays are actually considered to be parallel lines. So diagonal lines are right here. So I need two diagonal lines that meet at 90 degrees. We show it with a box or we show 90 degrees. Normally the angle is so common that we use this box to represent 90 degrees for us. So this is when a horizontal and a vertical line meet. That's when you have a 90-degree angle formation. Okay. So if you even have diagonals, like if you have diagonals meeting like this, and you see this says that it's 90 degrees. Or in any diagram, if you see this box shape, then you'll see 90 degrees. You've seen an intersection on your road. So an intersection might look like this. So all of these are 90. Even in your coordinate axes, if you were to show the x and the y axis, this is at 90 degrees. So your y axis is always vertical and your x axis is always horizontal. Lines that intersect at 90 degrees are also called perpendicular lines.